Mr. President, one of the issues that is standing in the way of more progress, as you know, are the allegations of Russian interference in the U.S. election. You have repeatedly said, and you said again today, that this was not the action of the Russian state, that if it was anything, it was patriotic Russian individuals. I have here the indictment that was presented on Friday from the special counsel, Robert Mueller, that says that 12 members of Russian military intelligence, the GRU, and they talk specifically about units 26-165 and 74-455, they say, you smile, let me finish, they say that these units were specifically involved in hacking into Democratic Party computers, stealing information, and spreading it to the world to try to disrupt the American election. May I give this to you to look at, sir? Here?
Да, положите, пожалуйста. Да. Значит, позвольте мне,
Well, let me
отвечая на ваш вопрос, начать
start answering your question
с другого.
with something a little bit different.
Смотрите, все говорят о
Let's have a look at it this way.
вмешательстве России.
People are talking about the purported interference of Russia with the election process in the United States. I've mentioned this in 2016 and I want to say it now again. And I really wish for your American listeners to listen to what I say.
Россия, как государство,
First of all, Russia, as a state, has never interfered with the internal affairs of the United States, let alone its elections.
But sir,
Second point.
this is the indictment. It shows, I have 12 names here. It talks about specific units of the GRU, Russian military intelligence. Is the GRU not part of the Russian state?
Я сейчас вам отвечу.
I'll get to it.
Беритесь немножко терпения.
Just have a little bit of patience and you'll get a full answer to your question.
Вмешательство во внутренние дела.
Interference with the domestic affairs of the United States. Do you really believe
Что с территории Российской Федерации
that
можно было повлиять на выборы?
someone acting from the Russian territory could have influenced the United States and influenced the choice of millions of Americans?
I'm not
This is
asking whether
utterly
they
ridiculous.
influenced. I'm asking whether they tried.
Я сейчас отвечу.
I'm about to answer.
Сейчас отвечу. Вот это, во-первых, все-таки.
Well, this was the first point that I'm trying to make. If you'll have some patience, you'll hear the entire response.
Вот я говорил в 2016 году, хочу повторить сейчас.
I said this in 2016 and I say it now.
Одного из кандидатов.
The idea was about hacking an email account of a Democratic candidate.
Была какая-то подтасовка фактов.
Was it some rigging of facts? Was it some forgery of facts? That's the important thing that I'm trying to, the important point that I'm trying to make. Was this any false information planted?
Те
No, it wasn't.
о которых говорили.
These hackers that are being discussed, and I'll get back to it. Just bear with me for a moment.
Нам говорят.
As we're getting told, they hacked a certain email account and there was an information about manipulations conducted within the Democratic Party to incline the process in favor of one candidate. And as far as I know, the entire party leadership resigned. They admitted the fact of their manipulations. So that's one thing, that manipulations with the public opinion should stop. And an apology should be made to the public at large, instead of looking for the responsible, for the party at fault. And now to the mentioned things. As I said in the press conference.
Вот сейчас господин Миллер.
But, Mr. President, may I just say, you're indicating that they stole real money,
Don't you like my
not
answer?
counterfeit money. So are you saying it's okay because of the facts that they took from the DNC, from John Podesta, it was their real emails, so it's okay to hack and spread this information out and interfere with the election?
Послушайте меня.
Well, listen to me, please. The information that I am aware of, there's nothing false about it. Every single grain of it is true, and the Democratic leadership admitted it, the first point. Now, the second point. If you don't like my answer, you can give it to me straight away, and I just keep silence. And if you want Americans to listen to my opinion, could you please wait for a little bit? And now for the specific accusations. First of all, Special Counsel Mueller has accused a certain one private company in Russia. That is not even a very big enterprise. Its core area of competence is a restaurant business. And now, this company hired American lawyers and defending its integrity and reputation in an American court. So far, American court has not discovered any trace of interference whatsoever. Do you know it or not? But let the millions of Americans know about it. And now to the individuals from the Indictment Act. We, with the United States, we have a treaty for assistance in criminal cases, an existing treaty that exists from 1999. It's still in force, and it works efficiently. Today I referred an example of its efficient work.
No, and I'm not trying to interrupt.
Why would Mr. Miller...
I'm not trying to interrupt or be disrespectful.
Well, let me finish. Just let me finish. Well, you're trying to interrupt, but I will finish. Why wouldn't Special Counsel Mueller send us an official request within the framework of this agreement? Our investigators will be acting in accordance with this treaty. They will question each individual that American partners are suspecting of something. Why not a single request was filed?